Okie doke. Welcome back, everybody. This will be, I guess, episode 6 of the game analysis um, playlist on YouTube. And this is actually a previous tournament than the one I've already shown. This was the first early bird tournament of the Canadian Scrabble Classic in Kingston, Ontario. And um, there were 8 games in this early bird, so it was all day Thursday that we played this tournament. And yeah, the field I was playing was a bit weaker than the field in the second early bird. So for that and for other reasons, I decided to show the second early bird before the first early bird. Anyways, confusion aside, this is the first game playing Andre Popadynec, strong player from Toronto, and I can show you guys the score sheet for those that want a little bit of spoilers, and for everybody else, you can close your eyes. So this is the score sheet. There you go, nice and tidy. Little did I know. Let's turn this light on. Okay. All right. So Andre was first, and he started the game with QI. And yeah, nothing much to say. The most common opening in all of Scrabble. I went ahead and played Nemesia for 73. I could also play Meanies for 73. Both are worth considering. Meanies tends to close down the bottom right of the board, but in doing so, it gives back. Ooh, almost sneezed, excuse me. Gives back a much bigger spot on the H column and the triple, and also gives back a few more, one more floater. So Nemesia opens up an N, an E, and an M to play through, as well as the A, whereas Meanies is MEANI. So more bingos might play immediately as a result of that. So Nemesia is my choice. Andre goes ahead and plays Kata. Standard stuff. I had a weird rack here. It was Ritzier. That was my rack. I say weird because yeah, Ritzier doesn't fit anywhere on the board. So maybe more sad than weird. There's Zit, there's Zanier, there's ZD Zit on this side, ZD there, Ritzier there. I saw most of these plays. I didn't see this Zit, I don't think. I didn't really consider it, which I probably should have. It is the top play by valuation. It's good to see the top play by valuation, at least in a position. It does keep 2 R's, as does the Zit here that I considered, and the ZD. So in the end, I decided I'd play Zanier rather than keep 2 R's on my rack. As you can see, I did bingo on my opening rack, which is very nice, but I'm only up 21 points, so I can't really afford to play moves that slow me down too much, basically. But I think Zid here for 35 is probably worth playing, even though it does keep the 2 R's. It's just the score and the fact that it doesn't create this S hook on the 5th rank or the 6th rank with ZD. I think that makes those plays a bit worse. But yeah, I should have seen Zit. I'm not really sure what got into me. I saw Ritzier here, which is a lot harder to find than Zit. Anyways, let's put J2 Zit. So Zanier was the play. It does balance the rack well, but doesn't retain the E and actually throws the E out into space, which I don't really want to do either. So Lech comes down, and here I had this rack, and I played Variety. Now, this is a fun position because there are millions of plays you can choose from, and most of them are short, But I went for variety because it's a very defensive play that blocks the Nemesia's hook pretty much forever. This V just really cuts off the rest of the board. Um, Obviously, a downfall is that whenever you put a letter at H10 or on the H file, cutting off the board, you can still see plays come down from said letter. Although words starting in V aren't very, very common, but they will probably eventually happen. But I liked what this did to the board immediately, and I didn't really want to keep any of the letters I had on my rack. Basically, making plays like over here in this area of the board, you might be keeping a balanced rack, but without Ness for Nemesia's, my bingos aren't really going anywhere. But I could play something like YE, which is kind of aggressive, but I could see somebody else making that play. Anyway, so variety is what I play. Andre plays tall, which gives me a perfect spot for the bingo I drew out of the bag, the Forestry, which is really, really lucky. Andre holds and ends up challenging, and basically this indicates that the game is over. I'm up 135, and my play was just challenged. Unless I have the worst rack in the world, this is pretty much game over. So this is not a great rack, but I was able to utilize this triple spot, which is basically the only way back into the game. If I leave this open, Andre might get a play there that either scores well and or opens the board. So I ended up playing BI. I did not see DUI here. That looks pretty good. Obviously the danger of that is that plays now on the 14th row can potentially reopen things. And yeah, there's not really like any other plays here in this position. So I decided to just play BI. I'm gonna look at BI. I guess blah is okay. I'm gonna look at BI versus DUI. I want to see which play is better according to the engine. I think it's probably gonna like getting rid of the U, because the WU combination is really, really bad. Yeah, that was weird that I missed that play as well. Actually, let's call that a medium-sized error. Anyways, that being said, Andre goes ahead and plays Oho. And yeah, I can just make like whatever plays at this point. I decided to play a little bit of defense with wall. As you can see, the valuation on all of these plays is very similar. So if I'm accomplishing a very good goal, which is trying to block parts of the board, you would see that valuation go up in a simulation. Andre plays Git right here. So I created a fun little spot there for a U or for an I. I draw into an unplayable 7-letter word, urinide, and unaired. And I decide to play AD for 21. So that's just my highest scoring option. And it also, I mean, at this point, I'm blocking all the marginal lanes, as we call them, the very unlikely but possible ways potentially back into the game for the opponent. So this M is actually one of said ways back into the game, not just with 8-letter words ending in M, but also words ending in M that open the left side of the board are possible. So add was played. Ulu, yeah, Andre's play, he's just drawing terribly. He probably drew UU or something with after Git, otherwise he could have played Gut and was. And here I decide that I'm gonna give a little bit back because I felt kind of bad, I guess. But I also kind of wanted to build up my spread differential, as it's the first game of the tournament. Winning by a lot is very good. Of course, so this play of Uni is by far the best valuation, but the problem with it is it opens up a U with two blanks out, and with Andre making short plays for the past few turns, he's probably very likely to seize the opportunity and play through the U. However, I decided that in the chance that he doesn't, I would have a good opportunity to win by a ton of points. But yeah, and he's also has 119 points, which is just at this point in the game is just really, really unfortunate. So maybe some of this was also empathy. Anyways, he plays Sotoir for 64. Yeah, he could actually have bingoed no matter what with Moho, but I'm not sure he would have seen those things if I hadn't given him the spot for Sotoir. Anyways, I draw the J, so I can't bingo quite yet. Rajas looked like the best play for leave. I have lots of 47-point options, but the EN leave look best, except there are lots of E's left. So I decided instead of opening this R, I was going to play Jeans and get rid of my E. Of course, putting an E out in space is also not so good, but it's better to put it like not in the triple lane. So yeah, this is a very small adjustment I made just based on the pool and based on the threats that I was creating. And I waffled between Jeans and Janes, but it looks like Janes can be hit pretty hard, whereas Jeans, it's kind of harder to make overlapping plays that score. Even though those plays would benefit me because they would block the board. But again, I'm just winning this game no matter what. And there's not much to be said. And I had 3 Ds here. So I played, Dadode, damn. Dadode looks good here. Dadode. Forgot about that word. And Edo looks pretty good as well. But again, it's all not very important. Yeah, I played Adored for 29. Could also play it for 27, but I was feeling, I don't know, feeling like giving back to the community and this play of Uni, this play of Adored, like opening things I maybe shouldn't have been opening. Andre plays X, but I really wanted to bingo again. And I actually did draw the other blank and attempted to go for the bingo with FOP. It's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult to bingo on this C column, and it's also pretty likely that Andre's just gonna block it. But I thought this gave me my best chance. Something like fired. I could still bingo on the D column, but yeah, who knows. So FOP is the play. Morning is the response from Andre. And at this point, I did not draw particularly well, as I was hoping to, because I'd been drawing so well for the rest of the game. And there are 2 tiles on the scene, and I did not see any potential bingos that Andre could have. So I decided to empty the bag with this play of Fog, but let's just double check if there's a threat here. No, there is not. Okay, so I entered all of the unseen letters, and there's no word that uses more than 5 letters here. Okay, good to know. So my intuition / calculation was correct. Anyways, I played Fog, emptying the bag, just being very hopeful that I might draw into something. I think I did. And Lab was played by Andre. What did I draw into? He had ABEETTT. So he went and played lab, and I hope I didn't miss something here. I did. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wow. Oof. Um. Yeah, that's rough. That's a terrible miss for 100 points. And look at this. This is a crazy thing. He has 300. I have 400, and I can score exactly 100 with Vidicon. Obviously, I would end the game with 510. But yeah, this is a humongous mistake. I just did not see that. That's so good. Oof. Yeah, instead I played Vinnick. Sad. Best end gameplay except for the bingos. Good to know. Um, Man, that would have been so cool. He's supposed to block OD, but instead he plays Tet, which is 1 point worse. And I end the game winning by 150 instead of winning by 210. So this is a, I guess, public service announcement. If you're trying to win by a lot because you got it to a very, very quick lead in a game, don't miss bingos, and you might indeed win by a lot. Anyways, yeah, kind of not super well played game by me, but I just drew so well that I couldn't lose. And man, what a miss of Vidicon. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put something like missing that as a thumbnail for this video. Spoiler alert. Anyways, okay, so this is episode 1. Episodes 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 are coming very, very soon. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side.